Designer clothing, let's talk about it. It can be absolutely beautiful, but oftentimes out of reach financially. So today, I've got 8 ways for you guys to get your hands on designer pieces without breaking the bank. My name is Marcel Flores. Welcome to my YouTube channel, One Dapper Street, where we talk about men's style and lifestyle on a regular basis. If you don't want to miss out on any of the content that I upload, make sure to subscribe and turn on the post notification. But for today's video, like I said, we're going to be focusing on designer clothing, those 8 ways. Without further ado, let's get right into it and look at the first one. The first and probably most obvious one that we still need to include in this list is shopping sales. Shopping sales can be a little bit difficult because the most popular pieces and the most popular sizes tend to sell out quickly and don't stay around until something goes on sale. But I use a website called Shopstyle where I can go on any specific product and let me know when it goes on sale. So that's the first line of getting the piece that you want at a better price than what it is right now. Closely related to point number 1 is point number 2, shopping flash sale websites like Grailed, for example. On those websites, you'll find overstocked product or some product that just hasn't moved for the brand itself. So you can get really sweet deals, up to 70% off at times. But the big kicker with both sales and these flash sale websites is that you sometimes just don't get those pieces that you really wanted in the first place because they're likely gone, and a lot of the essential pieces just don't make it to that stage. So we have a few other ways how we can work around that. The first way to do that would be point number 3, to shop pieces second hand. Now, it used to be a lot more difficult. Depending on where you lived, you needed a proper thrift store where you could count on the fact that there's nice pieces in there. In New York, that never was an issue, but if you live somewhere in the middle of America, that might not necessarily apply to you. But thanks to the internet, thanks to modern technology, we're able to shop secondhand online. On websites like Grailed, on the social media platform Depop, whether it's on eBay, there's so many different outlets, Poshmark, where you can buy pieces from other people that are done wearing them. And yes, you get a used product, but 1, it's really sustainable, 2, it's usually a really good deal, and 3, that's where you can find those pieces that are actually beautiful, the ones that you really wanted in the first place, because somebody else just might have decided to let go of it. Another excellent way to get new pieces into your wardrobe is point number 4, and that's renting designer clothing. The sweater that I'm wearing right now is actually rented from a website called Seasons. This video is not sponsored by them, but I do work with them. If you guys check it out and sign up, I actually get some money as a kickback, but I honestly am just obsessed with the concept. For 1, renting clothes is really sustainable. Number 2, you can get these new pieces, but at a fraction of the price for just a monthly membership. If you decide you love it, you can still buy it, but I just think that's really smart for you to be able to invest in a membership rather than the piece itself and try out different pieces, and then you can truly wear it and see how much you wear something before you commit to the higher price tag of a designer piece. If you guys like that concept, check out Seasons. The link for that is down below. I honestly think it's changed my closet for the better, and I would love to hear what you guys think as well. Moving on to point number 5, sample sales. Sample sales are a bit more difficult to get access to than regular sales that are happening on the internet, and there's another kind of like drawback / potential benefit to it. So at sample sales, you actually shop the samples that brands use for their meetings with buyers. So these are products that were never meant for sale to begin with, but they need to go somewhere, and many designers offer sample sales in the cities where they're from, generally speaking, so this is much more localized. So if you're in New York, that's fantastic. There's a lot of sample sales happening there, but the thing is, you might not get what was on the website because these are samples. Some of those samples may have never made it into production, so you might be looking at pieces that you've never seen before, which at the same time is a benefit. You might be shopping designer pieces that nobody else has because they never made it into production. So I definitely wanted to include sample sales in this video. Points number 6 and 7 need to be included in this list, but they're arguably my least favorite ways to go about getting designer clothing, and that's outlet stores and closeout stores / websites. Outlet stores or outlet malls, I don't know if you've ever been to one, but there's a bunch of designer brands that offer product at cheaper prices. The concept is kind of like a sample sale or a website sale, but like in a store. That used to be a lot better. By now, a lot of brands actually create collections that are specifically for those stores. So you're not getting the product that you see at all. You might sometimes not even get the same quality, but you do get that brand name, so that's really something that's up to you. I used to love outlet malls, and then eventually I kind of just lifted the veil and realized I didn't actually enjoy what I was buying there. And in terms of closeout stores like TJ Maxx or Nordstrom Rack, any of those types of stores, I just have a hard time having a good time in those stores. Usually the product's very messy, it's hard to find the right things, it's just not a very satisfying shopping experience. If I'm gonna go through that, I'd rather go to a secondhand store or a thrift store where I feel like more like I found a treasure when I actually dig through something, but that's my personal opinion. For you guys, that could be very different, so I definitely needed to include closeout stores in this video as well. On to the last one, and this is way where you might not actually spend any money, but you do need friends that have the same style as you and ideally the same size as you. And it's about clothes swapping, or just generally collaborating with a friend. So one of my best friends that I used to live with, which helps, we actually bought clothes together. We would go 50-50 and then we'd kind of share the items. So that's obviously a way that you can give yourself a 50% discount, but it helps especially like with footwear if you're the same size. Like if I'm a size 12 and he's a size 10, that's not gonna work out. But with clothing, it's a bit easier. That's a great way to go. Number two is to just lend clothes back and forth to your friends. Once again, depending on whether you have a friend that has a similar style and similar sizes to you. And lastly, you can also properly swap, like you can trade clothing. It's not something people really think of, but it takes me back to like when I was collecting Pokemon cards and Magic the Gathering cards and whatnot. Like, why not swap something that you like for something that I like that you have that you don't want no more, you know? Pretty straightforward. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I'd love to do a few more of these like talking videos where I just sit down and talk you through a concept rather than putting together all these outfits. So if there's anything that you want me to take, you know, a stab at it, please leave a comment down below and I'll be happy to share my thoughts with you. I will be posting another video very similar to this that's not focused on designer clothing, but rather where you can get affordable quality clothes very soon. Along those lines, like any listicle type approach, if you think of a video that you might want to see, please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you soon with the next one. Until then, as always, stay dapper. Bye guys.